Isaac, win or lose, you guys are trying to move on pretty quickly from a game. How do you flush that one?
Just same way you flush a bad play, same way you just bounce back and focus on doing your job the next play. We got to focus on this week, getting ready for Boise. Solid team down there, so we got to have our stuff ready and be ready to go in there and get a win.
They've got a pretty potent offense. What have you seen from those guys?
Yeah, they got a solid offense. Pretty good young leader in that quarterback. We got to go down there and just execute our game plan. Prepare this week just like we do for anybody, and that's with intensity and focus on speed and doing things fast, playing downhill as linebackers especially, and just go down there and execute our plan.
You guys didn't grow up in the same area or anything, but was he, as another kind of Washington prep guy, was he someone you were pretty aware of?
Rippin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about him. He's a solid player. Well, watched a little bit of film on him so far, and I know what he can do. So we're gonna have to execute, be on our right game.
What about Boise State in general? Were they a team you followed much growing up?
A little bit, not a ton, but I know of the tradition they have there. It's a winning program, and so we gotta be on our right game this week, and it's going to be a fun environment to play in. About the tradition in that stadium, so it should be fun going down there playing on a blue field. That'll be interesting, but it'll be fun.
You mentioned you've seen a little bit of film on Brett. What stands out from what you have seen so far?
He seems pretty calm. He's got a kind of a calm demeanor about him. So hopefully we can get some pressure on him and get in his head a little early and force him into some bad decisions, or just get in there and get in his head.
How much was defensive pressure talked about on Sunday during film? Stuff like that.
The same as talked about every week. That's we got to get in the backfield. We got to play downhill. We got to make them, throw the check down and rally to the ball at the end of the day. Short completions, we're not going to get beat with those short completions. It's so we got to hold them to those.
Yeah, what were the biggest takeaways from looking at the film of that Eastern game? What you guys want to work on?
We got to work on communication. We got to work on just making sure everybody's on the same page every play, and then just doing our jobs fast, making sure we're in the right spot and doing it as fast as possible.
I think we've established that it's not fun to ask about last year, but you guys did it, you lost, and you had a really good season. I mean, does that help at all moving on?
We do have a lot of the same guys back, but it's at the end of the day, it's not the same team. We're a totally different team this year. But we know we can bounce back from anything. So I think, when you guys ask about last year, it's important that we realize that we're in a new season, this is a new team. But at the same time, we know what we're capable of, and we know we can bounce back and win every game from here out.
What's the confidence level right now of the team? I mean, you guys came out of fall camp. I know you guys felt like you had a great camp. Are you still carrying over that feeling, even though what happened on Saturday?
Absolutely. We're not letting one game define us. We're going to take this adversity and turn it into something positive and keep this season rolling. We're still excited. Got a lot of football left, so we're excited to keep playing and get back to what we're used to doing.
Isaac, the debut at linebacker looked like it went pretty well. Feel comfortable?
Absolutely, yeah. I like being in the box, being close to the line. Our D-line did a great job for us, getting in the backfield, and it makes our job easier. In that case, Coach Wills has done an awesome job, coaching me up along with Peyton and the other guys in the room. I've got a little bit of time at Will last year as well, so not a totally new position, but yeah, it was fun. It's a good fit for me, I think.
It seemed like as a whole, the defense, there was a lot of missed tackles, opportunities. How is that something that you can change throughout the week, just going back to the fundamentals?
Yeah, exactly. We got to fine tune the details, pay more attention to details, and exactly what you said, just fundamentals. Can't be something that's overlooked at all, and you got to be able to finish plays, especially when it comes to making tackles. That's what we got to do on defense.
Isaac, what did Coach Grinch say to you guys in the locker room after Saturday's game?
He didn't have much to say. He just said we got to bounce back. A loss is a loss, a win's a win. We got to bounce back from this and get ready for next week.
Any questions on the line for linebacker Isaac Dotson?
Hey, Isaac, Seth Lowe with the Seattle Times. You mentioned a little bit about how you have to work on communication. What exactly were some of those communication breakdowns? Was it anything that stemmed from the fact that you had two different free safeties in there? Because I know a lot of your communication goes through the safeties.
I don't think that was a lot of it. I think it was just, you know, guys getting their eyes to the sideline, getting the calls, and echoing them to each other, making sure we're all on the same page. There was just a lack of, you know, certainty where we need to make sure that everybody is on the same page at the same time. I don't think it had anything to do with the personnel that was in there, because we've all been doing this since fall camp. So I don't think it'd be fair to say that it had anything to do with the personnel that was in there, because we all know what we have to do.
So how do you guys work on communication? Is it a matter of communicating things throughout the defense more quickly, or in a different, more efficient way? Like how do you improve on that?
Yeah, I'd say more quickly, more dramatically, make it a bigger deal to get the calls out, and just put each other in a good position to execute on the next play.
Were there plays where not the entire defense had received the call?
Yeah, there was some of those. You know, those happen just about every game though, and like I said, it's our job to make sure everybody's on the same page.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions on the line?
Yes, Bob Miller in Boise. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Question about the Boise State offense. What do you think is the greatest challenge in trying to slow them down?
They do a lot of shifting and motioning. I think that, and it's all pre-snap, but you know, at the end of all that, they got to get set and they got to snap the ball eventually. So I think just focusing on, you know, what our job is once that ball is snapped, and kind of not falling for all the eye candy, the shifts and motions is going to be the biggest thing for us this week.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I think this is Matt Calkins with the Seattle Times. I'm just curious, I know as painful as the loss can be in the immediate aftermath, can there ever be a benefit because of an early loss like that to get you guys focused? I don't know if the Portland State game had that effect last year where it kind of woke you guys up. Is it possible that this can have a similar effect?
Yeah, I mean, every loss obviously you're going to learn from. So there's things we learned from this game on Saturday that we got to get fixed this week and carry on into the rest of the season. You know, like I said, every loss is a learning experience. So you're going to have positives to come from it once you make those corrections and execute the next week.
Any other questions for Isaac Dotson on the line? Okay, and last chance in the room.
Isaac, do you think that when you guys go on the road, you're more focused than at home, maybe less distractions?
I wouldn't say more focused. I'd say we have a little more of a chip on our shoulder going into somebody else's house and, you know, a hostile environment out there wherever we're going to play. Just knowing that we're the visiting team and we got to come into somebody else's house and get the job done. We got to play with a chip on our shoulder. But I think, like Luke said, we got to have that same kind of mentality here. There's somebody else coming into our house, and we got to protect the house just like, you know, with that same intensity that we would go on the road and look for a win out there.
And last one for Isaac.
Speaking of that, Isaac, did you get a chance Saturday to kind of look up and just see the size of the crowd?
Yeah, it was awesome. We had an amazing turnout. The fans were awesome. It was loud. It was just a fun environment to be in, and you know, that's Martin Stadium for you. That's Cougar Football Saturday, and we were really happy with the fans and the turnout.